What we're doing is temporary, it's completely transparent, and it's democratic. This is a revolution that's going on in real time in our country. We need to wake up. Prop 50 is foundational if we're going to save this republic.
When they say this is temporary, there is no such thing. I mean, the longest programs are government programs that are temporary. Okay, just remember that if it is a tax program or if it is the redistricting program, anything that is temporary with government is permanent. So they, in the year 2032, when the independent redistricting commission is supposed to come back, they're going to say, wait a minute, there's still gerrymandering going on in Texas. There's still gerrymandering going on in Ohio. There's still gerrymandering going on in Florida. We have to continue with the gerrymandering. This is what's going to happen. They will find an excuse. So therefore, I don't think it is temporary. So that's total fantasy. So the second thing is that you cannot cheat your way out of it. What they should do is, what the Democrats should do is they should outperform Trump. To me, it's all about competition creates performance. And so what they do is with the redistricting commission is that they're going to go and try to draw the district lines in such a way that they get voted in no matter if they work well or not for the American people. So the American people get cheated on this whole thing. That is really the problem here. To me, I understand that the Democrats and Republicans have to fight about this, but the ones that are not really getting anything out of this is the people of America. I think that if you want to really fight for democracy, why would you go and destroy the Constitution in California, tear it up, and go redo it, do the whole thing? So to me, it just doesn't make any sense at all, the whole thing.
Fake Tapper didn't know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he went on CNN, fake news, to have a conversation with Fake Tapper over here, the guy who got literally his pay reduced because he's not worth the money, obviously, and CNN is struggling. So they were having a conversation about gerrymandering. Fake Tapper's literally trying to blame Republicans, and Arnold, a Democrat who was former governor of California, put Fake Tapper in his place. Let's go ahead and react to this. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
As you acknowledged, this all started because of redistricting in Texas, and this was Trump pushing Republican-controlled states to throw out their current congressional maps so as to cook the books, so that it is less likely for Democrats to retake control of the House during the next year midterms. I mean, is it fair to argue that do you believe that the Republican Party is starting this?
No, Jake. There has been gerrymandering going on for 200 years. There is such extreme gerrymandering going on that in a state like Massachusetts, that has like 40% of the people voting for Trump, they have 0 representatives. The Republican Party has 0 representatives sent to the House. Think about that. In New Mexico, if 45% of the people voted for Trump and voted Republican, and 0 is sent to the House, 0 representative from the Republican Party. So there's gerrymandering, crazy gerrymandering going on all over the country, and we wanted to try to stop it in California, and we did stop it in California, and we went around the country. So I think this whole thing about finger pointing and saying they did it, so therefore we should doing it, that's not really the way to go. The one party should outperform the other party. It should be performance. And when it comes to midterm elections, as you know, always the party that is not in the White House usually wins by 20, 25, 30 seats. So what does 5 seats matter in the first place in Texas? It is crazy. Yeah. We should outperform them. That is where the action is.
Well, the problem is the radical left Democrats don't think that they can outperform. So they're going to try to cheat and use any excuse. Gavin Newsom out in California probably already wanted to do additional gerrymandering, and he just, wasn't sure what his excuse was going to be, and if people were going to maybe frown upon him for doing it. But since, Governor Greg Abbott out in Texas decided that he was going to do that with the conservatives and get rid of Jasmine Ghetto Crockett, Hood Raptor Crockett, Newsom saw an opportunity, and of course, he's going to take it. Gerrymandering is something that we literally learned about like in elementary school. So obviously it wasn't something new. I mean, I'm older than I look. I'm literally approaching 40 years old. So this is something that I've been learning about since I was a literal child back in the early 90s. So to imply now, I mean, Jake Tapper obviously is older than I am, and he's acting like he's never heard of gerrymandering before. Like, well, this is a travesty. This guy is ridiculous. But I also want to react to another clip here with Hakeem Jeffries, because a lot of Democrats have been saying these weird comments about elections being stolen and the midterms being rigged. Like, they're just so afraid of not having midterms, and Trump's going to deploy the National Guard so that nobody can go out and vote, and the election's going to be rigged. In 2028, it's going to be Trump again. Like, it's just craziness. Like, yeah, does he troll them to imply some of this stuff after they keep saying the same thing over and over again, and he repeatedly denies it over and over again? Yes, eventually he turns around and starts trolling them, but it's like people don't understand the order of operations here. The Democrats make ridiculous claim. Trump denies claim over and over and over again. Fake news keeps promoting ridiculous claim, regardless of Trump denial and Republican and conservative denial. Eventually, President Trump trolls the hell out of the fake news and all the radical left Democrats, because at the end of the day, there's nothing else you can do besides troll them. But let's go ahead and react to Margaret Brennan here, of all people, a definite Democrat propagandist, actually attempting to show some semblance of fairness by criticizing Hakeem Jeffries for using election denial rhetoric. It's funny because a lot of the leftists were pissed off about this, because I saw some of the reactions. They were like, how dare she? Let's go ahead and get into it.
Ask you about something you said. You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that. How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the ability of the American people to actually decide who should be in the majority as it relates to the House of Representatives.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering and redistricting.
No. Well, Democrats are going to push back aggressively to make sure that we have fair maps across the country, not partisan gerrymandering,
by also
which
gerrymandering
Republicans have initiated in state after state after state.
He's like, yeah, we're going to push back by doing more gerrymandering. Like, we really started a gerrymandering, but since the Republicans are doing it now, we're mad. So we're going to push back by doing even more gerrymandering. It's the only way. Okay, so this is a type of ridiculous stuff. It's always anti everything, or we're going to do the same thing. But the crazy thing is, the Democrats always started this. They started the weaponization of the justice system, and now they're trying to say Trump's going after his political opponents. And meanwhile, they were trying to absolutely destroy this man. Literally had people out here trying to murder him because of the things that they keep saying about him, saying that he's a Nazi fascist, all of this different stuff. And they also started this gerrymandering, like I said, a long freaking time ago. And now they're sitting over here crying because Texas decided to do some gerrymandering as well. They decided to fight back. And it's funny because even if they do the maximum amount, CNN did an analysis that demonstrated that the Democrats could not gerrymander because they already did so much of it, nearly as much as the conservatives could. So inevitably, it will be a net gain for conservatives as opposed to the Democrats. So they're really not in a winning situation. And to be honest with you, after everything that's happened, like the way things have gone with the radical left Democrats, being extreme with pushing the men and women sports and locker rooms, and the whole trans kids and the trans story times and the open borders, and we got to save Kilmar Abrego Garcia at all costs. This guy got like freaking 24 countries he's afraid allegedly to go to, but the fascist dictatorship authoritarian country that is America is the only place he feels safe. Guys, the Democrats just have made a fool of themselves. They got freaking Scrawny out there, a guy who can't bench like 85 pounds, about to win as New York mayor, one of the biggest cities. Some would even go as far as to call it somewhat of a capital of the United States outside of D.C., and this guy's about to win the election. I mean, this is a literal pro-terrorist guy. The Democrats do not have a great leg to stand on. I would argue that having Mamdani in place is going to make the midterms even harder to win, because a lot of people are going to be looking like, man, this is crazy. Like, how did this happen? Is probably because they let what's his face Cuomo back out. Like, nobody likes this guy. This guy lied to so many people and got caught. But then you got Adams. I don't know what the hell happened to Eric. How do you win the first time and now you can't even beat Andrew Cuomo, much less Mamdani? I don't know what the hell's happening out there. Is this, I guess they just want somebody new so then they could just turn around and be mad at them too when the freaking Sharia law takes over. Ain't nothing you're going to be able to do. You're going to try to stand up to them and they're going to start, they're going to shoot you. They're going to do you straight up like how they do them people over in Gaza who they thought was traitors. They thought they was betraying them for Israel. They just put them on their hands and knees talking about some pow, pow, pow. And that was freaking it. That was the end of that rebellion. They sure as hell didn't get any due process out there. But guys, what do you think? Do you think that the radical left Democrats are just fighting fire with fire, like Jeffrey said, and that they have to do more gerrymandering? Or do you think that Jeffries is just blowing smoke up everyone's, you know what, and that Tapper failed here as a Democrat propagandist? This guy went mute. He went silent because he didn't know what to say. There was nothing that you could say because everything that Arnold came with was absolute facts. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rise channel. I'm out.
While they're fighting over here about anti-Prop 50 and for Prop 50 and gerrymandering and not gerrymandering and all this stuff, they're trying to put the spotlight away from the actual issues. The affordability is so bad here that people have to move out of Los Angeles. They can't afford living here anymore because it takes $3,500 to rent an apartment here. And you cannot even afford a house or anything like this. That's why we have so many homeless, because they're in the homes, they don't have the permitting process in place. So those are the kind of issues they should address, or that we have the highest energy prices in California, the highest gasoline prices in California. All of those kind of things need to be addressed. They don't want to talk about that. And then they're going to go and do it in another state, in another state, in another state, and it hurts the people. I am a guy that is not on the right and not on the left when it comes to that. I'm not a political hack. I'm a person that looks at what is reality here and how do we make this country better. And this is not, through gerrymandering, is not the way we make this country better. We make it better by the parties outperforming each other. That's how we make them better.